So today we have dynamic vinyasa, and tomorrow will be yin. So a little mixture. It'll be pretty active class today. So we'll be using. I'm gonna kind of use the sort of layout of an Ashtanga class, which starts with a lot of sun salutations, like the up downs, and then we'll move into a standing flow. Oh, here's Renee. Nice. So then we'll move into, like I said, some standing poses, and we'll do a little balance work, yada yada. But we'll be definitely moving. If you have blocks and you know you're going to want to use them for this many salutations we'll be doing, the ups and the downs with stepping forward and stepping back, use your blocks to help yourself in those poses. And I would suggest replacing the up dog or the cobra with instead like a push-up and then a cow and a cat or something like that. Because you can still do cow pose and let your belly hang down and lift your chin and get that back bend sort of effect. But just do a push-up for strength and don't go to the ground. Because if you leave your hands on your blocks just the whole time, it's much easier than like hopping on, hopping off, hopping on, hopping off, unless you don't care. And we're going to progress through sort of the stages. So we'll do some half salutations. We'll do modified sun A, where we're all going to be doing cow cat. We'll do full sun A, modified B, full B, and then kind of move from there. So hopefully I'll give you a reminder of the tools that you can use on your own as we go through class. So that being said, any questions before we start? All right, let me pin my spotlight. There we go. I'll mute you guys and see you on the other side. I'll turn off my heater. It's already feeling so much better in here. Okay, so we're gonna start standing today. Like I said, it'll be a sort of an Ashtanga influenced pattern of poses and flow. So standing in mountain. Close your eyes after you've arrived to your position. For this first bit of class, I just want you to relax your shoulders and arms, let them hang. And just in the next few breaths, tune into your body, physical body, as well as subtle body, and show up to class. Notice how you're feeling emotionally, energetically, physically. And remind yourself that this is your class, so I will provide you with the options, hopefully not too many to drive you bananas. But feel free to add in things here and there. Make it harder, make it easier, make it more fun. And use those tools throughout the class. Start to notice your breath. Breathing in fully and breathing out fully. Feeling your breath move into your body to fill you up and feeling it leave. Remembering at any time beyond my guidance, take extra breaths as you need. When we flow in a vinyasa style, and especially Ashtanga, we do have guided breaths in these salutations, but take that with a grain of salt. Follow your intuition, your gut, and especially if the body needs more air, take it. Approaching this practice with a fresh, clean slate. Begin to readjust your physical body. So stand in a more traditional mountain pose. Open your palms up a little wider and face your palms forward. If your eyes are closed at any time, feel free to open them or leave them shut and cut off one of the distractions around you. Feel your feet root into the floor. And your posture, stand taller, neck longer. And all these little muscles of balance, just try to feel them activate. Where are your muscles in your legs, front and back, your feet, your glutes and belly, shoulders and arms? Notice them. On your next breath in, reach your arms over your head and get taller. Exhale, take your arms down. Inhale up. Exhale, release. 3 more. Last one together. Big wingspan. Good. Arms reach up overhead. Urdhva Hastasana. Fold forward. Uttanasana. Stay here. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Grab your elbows and take a ragdoll. Making sure your feet are wide enough so that you feel stable as you swing right and left. Maybe shake your head. Good. And then release your arms. Slowly stand all the way up. Curve your spine. Let your arms hang. And then reach up over your head. Inhale, tall. Exhale, Tadasana. Good. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Half lift, breathe in. Exhale, breathe out, fold down. Stand all the way up. A little faster this time. Reach overhead and Tadasana pose. Our half sun. Let's do that one more time. Arms up, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Half lift, glide up, lengthen your spine, fold back down. Stand all the way up. Arms overhead, tall, and Tadasana. Take a breath in and out. If you'd like to use your blocks for your step back and forth, I'm going to take that option here just to give you the proper cueing, and you can leave them there as much as you want or as little as you want. Inhale, arms up. Fold forward, big breath out. Half lift, breathe in. Hands to blocks or floor, step back to a plank. We're just going to hold this first plank. Anytime, you can lower your knees, of course, making this a little bit easier for yourself. Good for 3, 2, 1. Bring your knees down to table. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Inhale to table. Curl your toes under, downward facing dog. Feel free to pedal your dog, moving your feet, rising up and down. And one breath more. Look at your hands and step forward. As many steps as needed or one big step. Half lift. Breathe in, long back. Exhale, fold. Stand all the way up, arms overhead. And Tadasana. Okay, we take a Chaturanga, or traditional sun A. Option here to take that cat-cow instead. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Lift halfway. Breathe in, hands down, step back. Passing through your plank, you can take a push-up or a Chaturanga, an upward dog, or a cat-cow. Okay, moving to downward dog from your choice of poses. Take a mental note here as you step your heel up, lift your heels up and down, or wiggle your hips. Try to remember your options that will replace Chaturanga. Taking a push-up and then downward dog. Taking a push-up and then a cat-cow. Taking cat-cow, going straight to downward dog, either way. On your next inhale, step your other foot, so whichever one you didn't just use, step up with the other foot and let that one lead. Half lift, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Inhale all the way up, arms overhead, and Tadasana. Take a breath in, let it go. Same sun A. Options are yours. Reach it. Fold forward. Half lift. And hands to the blocks. Plank pose. Taking your choice, Chaturanga or alternative. Lifting to a back bend if you're taking that. Meeting in downward dog. Find your breath. Make it long as you press your chest and your armpits in the direction of your feet. So your arms are as long as they'll get. And the shoulder is feeling open. Mindful of any hypermobility. The chest falls down toward the ankles. Be aware of that and try to create a straight line from your wrists up to your hips. On your next inhale, step to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Hold forward. Stand all the way up. Reach overhead. And Tadasana. Okay, adding on, we're going to take it a modified version of sun B. Inhale, reach up. Fold forward. Lift up halfway. Step to Chaturanga or alternative. Moving through the motions, landing in a downward dog. Good. Next breath, inhale, lift your right leg up off the floor. And then look at your hands and step your front foot up to a low lunge. So your back knee is going to drop down. Good. Reach your arms up over your head and pull your weight back. So hands stack over your back knee and hips. Good. Inhale, lift up. And then just going to take it forward to a lean. So we're going to hover and reach up in a diagonal. Good. Back to the top. Lean your weight back. And Chaturanga, or whatever you're going to do here. So step back to plank. Move through your motions. Landing in a downward facing dog. Left leg lifted up. Look at your hands. Step it forward. Low lunge. Arms reach up. Lean forward to a hover. Back to the top. And hands down. Chaturanga. Land in a downward dog. Take a few breaths. Try bending your knees and lifting your bottom up and back toward the back of your room. One breath more, make it long. And then look at your hands, step or hop to the front. If you're gonna add that hop and try that, give it a go. Half lift. Fold forward. Stand all the way up, arms overhead. And land in Tadasana. Okay, take a breath. Coming into a more traditional Sun B, we're going to add in chair pose as well as warrior one. From your Tadasana, if you want to move your feet a little closer together, you can. If you like them touching, you can also do that. Feeling stable in your chair and letting your knees project forward rather than toward one another. So let's go to Utkatasana. Find chair pose. Bottom sends backwards, like if you're going to sit in an actual chair. Try to feel the weight be even in your feet. So it's not too much in the heels, you're going to fall over, or too much in the toes that your knees hurt. Going to find some sweet middle ground. 3, 2, fold forward. Lift up halfway. Hands to blocks or floor, step to plank, and then move through your motions, cow-cat or chaturanga. Landing in downward dog. Inhale, lift your right foot up. Step it forward, exhale. Drop your back foot at an angle and rise up. Reach your hands high to the sky. Let's add that hover like we did before. Reach forward. And then come back up high. Exhale, go all the way down for a chaturanga. You find downward dog. Left foot lifted up. Then look at your hands, step forward. Back foot drops at an angle and arms reach up. Then lean forward, long body, strong in your front leg. Back to the top, big inhale, and arms go down. Chaturanga or cow-cat. Maybe change it up just for fun. Land in your downward dog and take a couple breaths. Maybe move, or instead take a different pose. You can rest in table, you can rest in child's. You can kneel. Good, one breath more. And then go to the top of your mat, step or hop. Lift halfway. Fold down. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Stay again for around 5 breaths. Begin giving ourselves time to feel into the pose. Reach the hands out and up. If you feel that fatigue in the shoulders, that is okay. Feel pain in the shoulder, not okay. Make an adjustment. 3, 2, 1, and stand. Breathing in, breathing out. Take a couple rounds. Okay. Making some adjustments to that salutation B. So it's becoming sort of a free salutation following that same pattern of poses. Find your Tadasana. Stand tall. Close your eyes. Notice any heat in the body, pumps of circulation, the heart working. The eyes are closed, open. Sit to chair pose. Inhale, fold forward, exhale. Lift halfway, breathe in. And chaturanga or alternative. Moving through your emotions, find Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. Right leg lifts up. And then step it forward to crescent pose. Similar to our warrior one, the back heel is lifted. Arms reach up. Inhale, lift up, and this time twist. Take your left arm forward and your right arm back. Stay in the twist. Good. Look forward and then look down. If you have a block, we're gonna lean forward and step your back foot up and move your block high and to the front, and then come back up to your lunge. Preparing for a twisted half moon pose. Okay, so from your lunge, left hand is going to reach down for that block or the floor, and then lift the back leg up. Find a twist of the upper body. Going to rotate your chest toward the right side of your room. Flex your back toes down toward the earth. Three, two, one. Go back the way you came. Come up to crescent lunge. You're in a twist. And then straighten yourself out. Crescent lunge forward. Take your chaturanga. If you moved your block, you're going to have to fix it as you go down. So pull it back. And then step back to your plank. Take your cow-cat or chaturanga pose. Moving through your motions and breaths. Landing in a downward dog. Left side, lift your left leg. And then look forward and step it up, crescent lunge. On your railroad tracks with the feet, rise up. Arms high over your head. Heel is up in the back. Lift taller and then twist. Exhale. Keep breathing. Stay here. Want to feel this rotation come from the center of your body. Use your core to get you around. All right, look forward and then down. Adjust your block. It's going to go high in front of where your right foot would be if you were standing in Tadasana. And then come back to your twisted lunge. Step your back foot in a little bit more, lower down, and lift the back foot. Once you feel stable in the legs, maybe then turn your gaze and look to the left side. Flex your toes in the back. Squeeze your back leg straight. Breathe, multitasking. For 3, 2, 1. Drop your back foot down. Come up to your twisted lunge. Back to the center, arms reach high. And chaturanga, adjust your block as you come down. Move through your poses. Eventually finding downward facing dog. Or your alternative options. This is a somewhat of a recuperation. So if it doesn't feel like that, make it feel like that. Breathe. Give yourself a chance to take long inhales and exhales. One breath more. Look at your hands. Step or hop to the front. Lift halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Chair pose. Utkatasana. Breathe in. Stand up, breathe out. And take a couple breaths. Maybe grab some water. Shed a layer. Look, the sweater came off. I'll call it a win. I still have on 2 pairs of pants though. Okay, we're gonna move to that same flow again. I'm gonna try to talk less and just give the pose names and a little bit less cueing. From your Tadasana, plant your feet in the ground and get there. Approaching this next flow as, again, a clean slate, a new salutation. Inhale, chair pose. Breathe in, fold forward. Inhale, half lift, and chaturanga or alternative. Downward dog. Right leg lifts up. On an exhale, step it forward. Crescent lunge, arms overhead. Heel is lifted, feet on railroad tracks. Inhale higher, twist to the right. Breathe. If you need to change your block before you go forward into half moon, you can do that now. Together, it's a twisted half moon. Step your back foot in, and left hand goes down and forward to find your support, floor or block. Breathe. In this pose as well, try to feel your core twist you around. See how little you can use the floor or the block and make it a true 1 point balance. For 3, 2, 1, twisted lunge, come up. Arms reach high, inhale, and take that chaturanga or your cow-cat. Meeting in downward dog, left foot prepares, lift it up. Step forward to crescent lunge, arms reach up high. Inhale taller, twist left. Same as before, you can adjust your block now or in a moment. Okay, together we shift forward, look, and then lean. Squeeze the back leg. Three, 2, 1, step down to twisted lunge. Back up, center, and down we go. Chaturanga or alternative. Finding downward facing dog or child or anything. Big long breath cycles. On your next breath in, look forward, get to the front of your mat, half lift. Fold forward, chair pose. One breath more. Stand up. Good, shake it out. Roll of the shoulders. Good, let your arms hang heavy, feet are a little bit apart. You're just gonna swing right and left. I let the upper half relax. Maybe feel the wind pass through your fingers. Good, and then finding center, stand into Tadasana. We move into our standing series. If you want to use your blocks in pyramid pose or in traditional half moon, I'm going to suggest you have one at the front and one at the back. We'll be stepping back with the right foot, so we're facing that side of the mat. All right, find your Tadasana. Take your hands to prayer pose and lift your right foot up off the floor. Try to feel your hips be even as you stand, root down into the ground, and lift up with your head. Okay, we step the right foot back to crescent lunge. Arms up, square to the center. Good. From your crescent pose, reach up high and hover forward like we did at the beginning. Strong in that front leg, we hold. One breath more. And then back up to the top, arms high overhead. Step your back foot forward a couple paces so that your stance is more narrow, straighten both legs. Preparing for pyramid pose, you have some options for your arms. You can lean forward and take your hands down to your shin. Maybe use two hands, fingertips on a block. You can also put your hands at prayer at your front or your back body. We're going to be here for around 5 breaths. So we're staying. Trying to find and feel a flat spine, but maybe also some stretch through your front hamstrings. So find that middle ground for yourself. What feels good today? A little stronger hold or leaning into the stretch? Use of muscle more versus prop. Good, one breath more. And then come all the way back up so that your arms are over your head, legs are straight. If your block is next to your foot, that's all right. Just kind of step a little to the side. We're going to turn to face the long edge of the mat and shimmy our feet out for wide leg forward fold. Your feet will face the long edge. Let's open our arms up, inhale, and then fold forward. If you need to reach over and grab your block and put your hands on your block, that's fine. Again, we're here for 5 breaths. And again, you can choose. Do you sink into the stretch, or do you try to support and kind of hold your body in a half lift, or in some variation of a more active option? One more breath. All right, lift up to halfway. If you have your block, put your block back to the front of your mat and then come up to standing. Hands to prayer, sit in goddess. Turn your feet at an angle and sit down. Big wide squat. Feel your back be long and tall. You're going to take your hands out to your knees. Your arms, right arm will stay straight. Turn and look over your left shoulder as you drop your right shoulder down to the ground. One breath more. Back up to goddess pose. Hands out to the sides this time. We prepare for half moon. So turn and look forward. You're going to go down to that block. So step your back foot up and in, and then adjust. You're going to reach down. That block, remember, it goes to the left of your foot, not right in front of your foot. Out and to the left. We find Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Just like with our twisted version, try to feel this be a single point pose. It doesn't have to be. We're just touching in with that concept. For 3, 2, One to goddess, all the way up to the center, hands to prayer, sit down. Beautiful. All right, star pose. Straighten arms and legs, big stretch of the body. Cactus your arms. Inhale, take a little back bend. Maybe look up. And then come back to prayer pose. Good. Feet turn to face the long edge. Preparing for wide leg forward fold. Again, option to use your block. Maybe you want to take your hands behind you or use a strap and let your arms go up as you fold forward. Okay, so options are your arms. Let's all go together down into wide leg forward fold. Those knees can bend. Just breathe. Three, two, one. Come up halfway, lift. Hands to your hips and then stand all the way up. Ashtanga style there. Good. Look at the back of your mat. Turn your back foot to face the back and step to Tadasana. You should have a block down here if you'd like to use your blocks. Good. Take your hands to prayer pose. Lift your left knee up and feel into your balance. Foot roots down. Crown reaches you up higher. Step back to crescent pose. Arms reach up. Once you found your balance, lower to a hover. Fold one breath. Back up, crescent pose. Step your back foot in. Step, step, step. Legs straighten. Pyramid pose. Arms are your choice. Okay, we're going down and forward. Both legs stay mostly straight. That stance is quite short. Maybe you use your block here. We're here for around 4 more breaths. Maybe find a mix between active and passive. Preparing to stand up, anchor your feet into the ground, then rise up, arms overhead. Turn to face the side of your mat and step your feet out, wide leg forward fold. Your toes face the long edge. Inhale and take it down and forward. Arms are your choice. We're only here for a couple breaths this time. Good. Inhale up to halfway lift. Exhale, hands to hips and stand all the way up. Good. Turn your feet, goddess pose, with the hands to prayer and sit down. This time we're going to try to lift onto your toes. So try to lift your heels up and see if you can balance in goddess. If it helps, send your arms out to the sides for balance. Long breaths one more time. And heels down, hands to your knees. Drop your left shoulder down and look behind your right. 2 breaths more. And back up, goddess pose, arms extend to the sides, big wide arm span. Good, look at your back foot, that's your right foot. We prepare for half moon. So lean over, adjust your block. It goes forward and to the right, and then lift off. Finding Ardha Chandrasana. Flex your back foot, that's your left foot. Reach your top hand high. Maybe get a little lighter in your fingertips. See if you can find a sensation of a single point balance. For 3, 2, 1, back to goddess. Hands to prayer and star pose, big extension. Exhale, take your hands down. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale down. One more. Good, arms high. Inhale, exhale, cactus. Inhale, open, low back bend. And then hands to prayer. Look forward to the front and step all the way to Tadasana. Arms go down and shake out the shoulders. Long breaths in and out. We take a reset, maybe grab a sip of water. All right, from your Tadasana pose, inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Fold forward. We stay in forward fold. Option this time to take your hands under your feet if your arms are long enough. If they're not, there's not really a great modification for this. So I'll give you a little wrist stretch later on. But if your hands go under your feet, try to get your toes up to your wrist creases. Your palms are facing up and your foot and your hand are kind of making a sandwich. You can wiggle your toes and see how it feels to give yourself a little hand massage. If it hurts, of course, take your hands out. One breath more. Release your hands and inhale to half lift. Stay here. You're going to feel your body find 90 degrees. If you're using a webcam, you can check your own position. And then fly your arms to the sides and you're opening up your big wings. Lift up onto your toes and balance halfway lift. Beautiful for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands down, step, take a chaturanga or your alternative. Moving through the motions. You might not have your blocks, so adjust for that. And then take a child's pose. We're going to meet in this posture. Taking a couple long rounds of breath. Propping if needed, a blanket or pillow under your butt, under your belly. Feel your breath start to slow down. On your next inhale, tabletop pose. Take a cow, drop your belly, gently lift your chin, and then cat pose. And then make more creative movements. So wag your tail, move side to side, find a new little corner in your body to stretch as you glide around. One breath more. Table pose. Move into gate. Your right foot will kick off your right edge of your mat. Rotate and come up to gate pose, kind of a modified side plank. We're going to have some options here. So you can come up to full side plank and then wild thing, which is a back bend, or take your gate pose, step your foot on top, your left foot backward, and let your top arm hang back. So just kind of taking a little modified back bend. If you're coming into wild thing, step to full plank. From here, your left foot will lift up, bend your knee, and put your foot down on the ground. And then you're going to lift your hips up and reach your top arm forward. Breathe wherever you are. One breath more. And then move in reverse from wherever you came so that you end up in tabletop pose. From your table, let's sit down into a kneeling position and roll out our wrists. Especially if you didn't have your hands under your feet for whatever reason, give your wrists a little stretch. You can put one hand on top, sort of add some pressure. Making sure you do both sides. Taking this stretch with the hand going down with a fist as well as an open hand. So your fingers loose, and then make a fist and do the same thing again. See if you feel any differences between those two stretches. All right, move to the other side. Same options, move to tabletop. One time, cow and cat, inhale. Exhale. Skipping the creative movement this time. Table pose, left foot kicks out to the left. Rotate to gate pose. Try to feel the stack of your hand on the top to your two shoulders and your hand underneath you. Spread your fingers out big. All right, choosing to stay in gate and take a little back bend. You can drop your arm back and move your top foot behind you. Or taking that wild thing option, stepping to side plank. Lift your right foot up, bend your knee and put your foot down on the floor so your toes hit the ground. And then lift your hips up and maybe reach your top arm up and behind. Let's reach into the front of your room. Lots of work here. One breath more. And move back the way you came. Land in table. And again, we take a reset with the wrists. Stretch them out. Take a few long breaths as you kneel, high or low, either one. Good. From your kneeling position, as long as it's okay to come down onto a sit, I'm going to drop the hips over to the right side. So you can do this little side sit position. If you need a prop with a pillow under your hips or knees, that's totally fine. In your side sit, extend both of your arms out to the sides. So the fingertips find the ground. And then pick your right arm up and lean over to the left. I'm going to stay here for a moment, just trying to feel this long line of stretch. And maybe just play around in this shape. Kind of, if your top arm is a window, play with lifting it up, lifting it down, lowering it, raising it. All the while keeping your right glute anchored to the floor. Good, let's take a counter stretch. So move through the center and then just go over to the other side. And then we're going to shift sides. So if you want to try to do this with no hands, you can. We'll go up and over. Use your hands if needed. And then find your sit. Adjust your props. Left glute stays rooted to the ground. Arms go out to the sides. Keep your right fingers down. Lift up your left arm and lean. Same principles here. Move a little bit. Up and down, a little rotation of the spine. Trying to feel into the directions the spine can take, twisting side to side, forward and back. Good, one breath more. And then counter stretch, go over the other side. Eyes back through the center, tabletop pose for the last time. Hands down, knees down. And then come to your seat. So you're gonna swing both legs to the side and sit back, or maybe cross your shins and roll back. So you're in a Sukhasana. We're gonna meet here. So finding this cross-leg pose, maybe sit on something to assist your position. Inhale, reach up. And take a twist to the right side. Take the right arm behind you. Let it help you sit up taller. Using your left hand to help twist you around. On your next inhale, back to the middle, arms high, and twist left. Same use of the hands. Sitting tall and twisting. One more breath. Back to center, arms up. And then forward. If you're on a block or pillow, just be mindful not to fall forward. Take it over. And then if you wish, you can use a block here also under your forehead. Just to make this a little more supported. If you like the head hang, feel free to send your head side to side. Starting to invite in that sensation of rest, of relaxation, of restoration. Slowly walk your hands back in, sending your feet forward. Take one forward fold, arms reach up. Flex your toes back and reach forward. You can grab your feet, your shins, put your hand on the floor. Just take it over. And slowly let your body melt into the shape. So maybe your feet become a little more relaxed. Maybe the curve returns to your spine. Whatever feels good here, do it. Keep breathing, maybe keep moving and adjusting. Slowly curl all the way up to seated and adjust yourself so you can sit and lay all the way back. You're gonna come down, finding the floor. Finally, we've arrived to the ground for the first time really today. Put your knees to your chest and just give your legs a hug. Maybe rock left and right. Put yourself into either happy baby or figure four pose, or take your time going to all three of these options, right, left, and happy baby. Just move around, breathe. We find a little final stretching and opening through the hips. We haven't touched on that too much today. So just take a little time at the end to get into that space. If you are doing figure four, make sure you do both sides. moving from left to right, and finding any other poses that you still want to take, whether the body is telling you that it needs. Then slowly make your way to the position you'd like to take for Shavasana. Wherever you want to finish class. Finding a pose, a shape that feels easy, feels soft in the body. Relax your jaw and your eyebrows and your tongue. Then settle in. As you do so, taking a brief moment to reflect on your practice. Doing so without judgment and finding appreciation for sharing it. On your next breath, inhale fully, exhale fully. And do that a couple more times as you start to invite in movement to your hands, to your feet, maybe to your head, looking right and left. And slowly pulling your knees to your chest to prepare to sit all the way up. Coming all the way to seated however you wish. You can rock and roll or go to your side body and then come on up. Just get yourself there. And then sit however's comfortable today. We'll take our hands to prayer to close our class. Feeling the hands connect to the heart center. Let's find a bit of gratitude for one another to share this class. And gratitude for yourself, for being here, for being able to participate. Let's nod our heads. And thank you. And thanks for joining me today. Fran, thanks for being here live, and thank you to everyone else who's here for the recording. Feel free to let me know if you have questions, comments, concerns, as always.